Hi, it's Sissy, and I'm coming on to do a video response to Katie Flowers' Only 10 Decks tag. And the tag is only 10 decks. It could be tarot decks, oracle decks, Lenormand decks, playing card decks, whatever you want, but it can only be 10. She said no honorable mentions, and only 10 decks. That if you could only have 10, which 10 would you pick? So I'm basing this on the 10 decks that I've been using the most right now. So these would be the 10 decks that I would pick right now. So let's just get started. And I'm going to start with the first. The first deck I'm going to show is the RWS deck that I would have to have. And I have a very large collection of Rider-Waite-Smith decks. And, you know, it could go week to week or month to month that I get attached to a certain RWS deck, and I'll use that one for a while, and then I'll switch over to a different one. And I love them all. But right now, I have been really loving the original Rider-Waite-Smith. It's just the original that comes like this. But it got me thinking, I wonder when was the first time they had the Roses and Lilies blue back. So, like, I researched it, and I found out that it was the very first Pamela Coleman Rider-Waite-Smith deck was the 1909, and this is the 1909 restoration deck. And somebody named, and I'm putting this in quotes, C, as in the letter C, did this restoration. And I believe this comes from Make Playing Cards. Is that right? Let me see. Oh, drive-through cards. Okay, drive-through cards. So this is the 1909, and you do get some extra cards here. And look at that red. Is that cool or what? Yeah, this is, I believe this is all the majors superimposed on each other, and then this was the outcome of it. And then the backs are the red and white. I love that. That's so pretty. But real quick, yeah, okay. It says the 1909 Roses and Lilies deck was the first ever Rider-Waite deck created. It was the deck from which the entire lineage of Rider-Waite decks was born. It's the most historically significant and the most authoritative Rider-Waite deck of all. The Roses and Lily deck contained the original imagery, now widely recognizable as the RWS tarot cards, which all later decks reproduced from, including the 1910 Pam A version that immediately followed. It is said that only 5 copies of the 1909 deck are known to exist today, as the original plates were destroyed in World War II, which I did know that. But this is supposedly a perfect replica of the 1909 Roses and Lily deck. But I won't go in, it's got a bunch about it, but this is the Roses and Lily back. And like some of the borders are like thinner on one side than the other, but this is all authentic how the deck looks. So, but if you can see, I love this restoration deck. I'm just loving the blue and white backs. But yeah, so right now this is my favorite RWS right now, and if I could only have 10 decks, then this one would have to come with me. So that was the 1909 restoration deck. Okay, my next deck is the Mara Loon, and it's Maralunne, but she says on her website it's pronounced Mara Loon. So, of course it's not in order, but I just enjoy this deck so much. It's paintings, watercolor paintings that she did. I guess it took her like 3 years to like finish the deck. Look at that Ten of Swords. It's like doves flying. It's and the sun's coming up. But just the coloring of it, it's like so calming and cozy, and she said she made it as a gentle deck for your journey through the tarot. So, and like none of the knights are on horses, but I mean, you know what the knight is, so you know it's still easy to read with. The Eight of Pentacles, he's like weaving baskets. The Emperor. But yeah, I just love the coloring in this deck, and I get such great readings with this deck. It's just, oh, this is what sold me. I actually found this deck through Sarah at Sunset Bow. She was showing it one day, and as soon as she got to the High Priestess, which, you know, was the third card, I was like sold. I was like, oh my god, that's so beautiful. So like I went to order and there wasn't any, and then like within a few days, look at the Page of Cups, so beautiful. And like within a few days they were back up. I guess there was like a problem with the last edition that they printed or something, so they had to like redo it. There's the full. But it's regular tarot size, and it's on the Superior Smooth, I believe they call it. But this deck does kind of remind me, with the softness of the like court cards and stuff, of the Lion's Gateway. But there's just something about this one. It's got like that folk art type feeling to it, you know. But look at that Hermit card. That is so beautiful. But the Four of Wands, Six of Wands, it's just when I like, that's so cool. That like that reminds me like it could be a yurt or something, you know. But the colors in it are just so soft and inviting. And look, it's like, it's pastel, but it's not like the really light pastel like you get with the Fountain Tarot or the Luna, what is it? The Luna Soul, I think it's called. But yeah, like look how rich, like her hair and her clothes and his clothes. It's like, just the coloring in it is just so nice. That's the Three of Swords. But yeah, since I got this deck, it has not been put away. It has been on my desk the whole time. So yes, so that is the Mara Loon. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the Oracle deck that I use with it. So it has to be included in this. So this is my third deck, and it's the Empathic Oracle. I know. I don't know why. I just love this Oracle deck with the Mara Loon. I don't know, because it's simple, I guess, and the images on here are like really simple. But it's just has one word and a number, and you have the chakras in here, and I enjoy this Oracle so much. And I'm like a real tarot deck person, but lately I have been loving my Oracle deck so much. Like, and I have quite a large collection of Oracle too, so this empathic oracle, though, it's like simple, but I mean, it gives you like these really powerful readings, and it like helps clarify with like the tarot, and it has a really good guidebook. Look at that winner. Is that beautiful? Balance. But yeah, and it does come with this really nice little guidebook, and it has a, you know, a color picture of the image, and you get a pretty good write-up on each card. So, and I love the little box. I mean, yeah. But anyway, oh, I'll show you real quick how, if you can see how these look together. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I mean, sometimes you just like find a combination that just like works for you, you know? But yeah, look, autumn, and you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Like, it just works together. I just, so if I can only have 10 decks, I have to take the Empathic Oracle with me to go with my Mara Loon. Okay, so that was deck 2 and 3. Okay, deck number 4 is the Celtic Dragon Tarot, you guys. I love this deck. This is, I know I haven't been saying who everything is by, but this is the imagery was done by Lisa Hunt, and the deck was done by DJ Conway, and he wrote the book and stuff too. And here is the book, which it comes with a really nice book. Of course, the images are black and white, but you get one keyword right here, and then you get a write-up and a divinatory meaning on all, which I really, really like. So it's a really nice book. But the deck, like, I didn't think that I was going to love this deck as much as I do, because they have switched the swords to fire element and the wands to the air element. And there's decks that I just can't use because of that, like Spellcasters, the Brady Tarot, I think. But anyway, when you look up the meanings, though, it is the meaning. Like, you normally see, like, for, like, the Ten of Swords, it still says, like, ruin and stuff like that. So, it still has, like, the air meanings to it. So I'm, like, able to, like, overlook that. But the dragons are so beautiful. There's a dragon in every card, even if there isn't a person. Look at that wheel. But the coloring in it is so soft, and there's like all different colors of dragons, and it's just a really soft and Celtic, you know, like medieval type drawings. And I don't know, I really enjoy this deck, and I get really good readings with it. And, yeah. I know I hope people talk about this a lot, but I love this death. And look at this death card. This is, like, so great. Like, he was a black dragon, and he's, like, shedding his skin and, like, being reborn into this white, beautiful dragon. So it's not, like, about death. It's about transformation and, like, rebirth. And it's just a beautiful card. But, yeah, so if I could only have 10 decks, then I would definitely have to have the Celtic Dragon Tarot. Okay, so while we're at it, I have an oracle deck that I use with this tarot deck, so it has to come with me if I'm taking this deck. So deck number 5 is the Dragon Wisdom Oracle by Christine Arana Fader. And I love this oracle deck. And it comes with this nice little guidebook. You get a black and white picture of the card, and then a little write-up. That's how it is with all of them. But yeah, so it's a nice little guidebook. But this is the Dragon Wisdom Oracle. And you just get one keyword on the bottom. And it just goes really good with the Celtic Dragon Tarot. Look at that. That's so pretty. So the dragons in this are like so nice, like, and beautiful like they are in the Celtic Dragon Tarot. But yeah. But I get really great readings from this. It's just really simple, and I think this oracle is beautiful, and it goes with the tarot so well. I'll show you, like, just so you can see. I mean, does that look great together or what? I'll show you. But, I love these two. This stays on my desk too. I do not put it away. I love it so much. And I know I've got a dragon deck coming, what, in March or April? The Smoke, Ash, and Embers, I believe it's called. But I don't know. This is definitely one of my favorite decks right here, so, but I guess you can never have too many dragon decks, right? So, okay. I just want to keep showing them to you because it's so beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I love this. I have several dragon oracle decks, but this one with this tarot just works for me. So, okay, so that was the Celtic Dragon Tarot, number 4, and the Dragon Wisdom Oracle at number 5. Okay, deck number 6 is the Guardian Tarot by Bess Selenin, and this is the deck. And I had this deck for a while, and I just never was drawn to it. And then just one day I started using it, and I love this deck. And this is such a, it's like these entities, like they're tree entities, and they're, I mean, it feels like they're spirits, you know what I mean? And it's like they're here to like protect you, give you, you know, some like warnings or encourage you. But I can't believe how much I just like started connecting with this deck, and it's just a really beautiful deck. And I really enjoy it. Look at that Ace of Pentacles. That's just so cool. But yeah, the Guardian Tarot. beautiful deck. I love the coloring in it. I'm noticing a lot of like watercolors going on here, which is unusual. I didn't know I really like watercolor, but right now I'm like really drawn to it. So, but yeah. So this is the Guardian Tarot by Beth Seliman. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. Just, yeah. Like the Magician. But, okay, staying on track. I can only have 10 decks, and I'm taking this one, then I have to take the Oracle that I used for it. Now, this is where I had to make a tough decision, because there's 2 Oracles that I like using with this. But I can only pick one because I had to, there's a tarot deck that I had to include. So I'm gonna go, it used to be Soul Trees, which I still love using Soul Trees with it. But I've picked by the same artist, the Soul Seeds Oracle. I just feel like it just goes with it so well. But, this is another beautiful oracle. You get 80 cards, and you just get the 1 keyword. But, yeah, the colors in this are just so, like, look at that wish card. Like the ladybug. It's so pretty. But, yeah, I get really great readings with this. You can use this deck with so many other decks, and it has so many keywords, and I mean, you have 80, so, and then like my Soul Trees has 82, so, but this goes so good with the Guardian Tarot. They just work really well together. But, I love the feeling of them. I love the feeling it gives me when I look at them, when I use them, when I hold them in my hands. I just like, they're so comforting, you know? So, yeah, this is definitely a favorite. Yeah. But I'll show you like how pretty it looks with the Guardian Tarot. Move this over a little, and okay, I'm gonna take some of these off so you can see. But yeah, so if I could only have 10 decks, these 2 would have to come for sure. So that is the Guardian Tarot, and then the Soul Seeds Oracle by Allison Williams Yee. So yeah, so beautiful. Okay, so that was deck number 6 and deck number 7. Soul Seeds and the Guardian Tarot. Okay, my next deck is The Everyday Witch by Deborah Blake and art by Elizabeth Alba. And the guidebook in this is another great guidebook. I love how, like, when you go, you have a full picture of the card, and then it has just like a small saying down here, like with Justice, it says what goes around comes around. And then you have another little sentence here, and then a write-up and things to consider. And then it leaves notes for you there. And then the minors are the same way. I love this Eight of Cups. Sometimes you just have to walk in another direction. I love the Everyday Witch. This is like one of my top decks. Ever since I got it, I've loved this deck. I edged it in black. It probably needs redone because I've used it so much. It's like wearing. But I love it's like this witchy world and they're like doing witchy things. But then they take like breaks and have cocktails or sit by the beach or... So it's just such a great deck. The coloring in it, it's so easy to read. And I mean, it's just, I love it. Like, I feel like they're like doing witchy stuff, but then they're also like enjoying themselves too in this witchy world, you know? And the pictures are like the Queen of Swords. She's like sitting there feeling pretty proud. She's like tamed this dragon. I mean, he's not blowing fire, he's like blowing smoke, so she is the queen. And then you have her, you know, riding a motorcycle, like taking a break, riding a motorcycle. And the Emperor I love because he has the German Shepherd, of course, and I have German Shepherds. The World, she's like sitting on the beach, she's got her a cocktail, some watermelon, pineapple. So she's taking a break from her witchy ways. But no, this is just a great deck, and I know it's a favorite of a lot of people, but yeah, I love this. And that's with the Nine of Swords, and I swear I always think that's a cardinal there because I love cardinals. So yeah, it's a beautiful deck, easy to read with, follows the Rider-Waite-Smith. So, like, you can look at these cards and, like, basically know what's going on. Like, if you've seen this Ten of Cups, you'd be like, wow, they seem really happy, you know? They look content, right? So, Five of Wands, like, you can tell, like, the cats are, like, meowing at each other. This one's got his back raised, and you can see, like, they look like they're yelling at each other, so you could tell it was, like, something going on here, you know? And then that's so sweet, right? He's, like, looks like the older brother giving his little sister flowers, and it's just a beautiful deck. I love this deck so much. Pointy hats and all. So, and I love the pool. Only thing is, you know, she's got a cat instead of a dog. That's fine. But yeah. So, that is deck number 8. Yes. Okay. So that was the Everyday Witch. Okay, number 9. Of course, it's the Lightseers Tarot. I mean, come on. This is so great. It's like bohemian, hippie. So easy to read with. The colors in it are great. I love anything Chris Ann does. The guidebook is great. You have the Light Seer, which is the upright. The Shadow Seer, which is the reverse. And then you have a little write-up. And then I love you always have something right here written. And like the Ace of Cups, it says, my heart is open and filled with love. Like, it's just a really good little guidebook, you know? Easy to read. But I've edged mine in black. Again, it's fading because I use this deck daily. But I mean, I know everybody knows the Lightseers Tarot. I mean, it's very popular, but it's just so easy to read with. And anyway, he's holding a chess piece in his hand. It's like so cool. And then you have like the ram. Seven of Wands. She's like, I'm sitting right here. You're not making me move. I'm in my own little bubble here, meditating on this situation. But yeah, look at that Sun card. That is just like beautiful. But yeah, I love the colors in this deck. It's so easy to read with. And if I could only have 10 decks, I would definitely want this deck. So, this is the Light Seers Tarot by Chris-Anne. And this would be one of my 10 decks. So, the Light Seers Tarot at number 9. Okay, deck number 10. You guys, this was so hard. Like, I have so many decks that I love, but I just went with decks that I'm using right now. Like, if you ask me in like 3 more months, it might change. Most likely it would change. But I love all my decks, but these are the ones that I have been using the most. So for number 10, I haven't used it in like the last few weeks, but I mean, I live in Florida, so I could use this deck all year round. It would not matter. But I'm choosing my Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. And this was my very first indie deck. I found this little book that I was keeping track of the decks I was buying, because who knew I was going to have so many. But I kept track of the first 20 decks I bought, and this and the Anna Kay were like in the same week. So this was my very first indie deck, and my little Cancer heart just loves this deck. So I am a water baby, so I definitely love this deck. This is like one of my top 5 decks for sure. Has been for the last couple years, so I had to include this deck. But yeah, so I love the coloring in this deck. This is just to me the perfect water deck. I mean, the mermaids, the sailors, just everything about this deck I love. So yeah, the coloring and everything. So this is deck number 10. If I could only have 10 decks, then Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot would definitely be in those 10. Okay, you guys, I don't know if you've seen a pattern. I picked a lot of like soft, decks. I'm having a Tower Death card crisis life right now, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna rise from the ashes. So I think my decks that I've picked are reflecting my mood, just the circumstances going on in my life right now. So like I am drawn to like really soft decks. Even like the Healing Waves Tarot is a new deck that I got, so I didn't really want to include it in this because I haven't had it that long, because mine got lost and I didn't get mine until like the end of October or something like that. But that one's quickly becoming a favorite. But it's like, soft and loving, and it's like lighter decks. I feel like most of them were lighter. Maybe not the Guardian Tarot so much, but even though I do feel like I get like some really deep messages, like with the Guardian Tarot, I did a reading with that like last week that just like sealed the deal with that deck, and it was just like made me cry. It was just such a great reading. But anyway, I'll get off of that. But this was a really great tag. I enjoyed it, and I've been enjoying watching everybody else's video responses to this tag. And I just want to thank Katie for doing it, and I'm looking forward to watching everybody else's. So I will talk to you all again real soon. Bye-bye.